Bet on Bears fans, another edition of the Chicago Bears podcast coming your way. Pat the designer, Adam Abdalla in the building yet again. You had been a regular on this show. Your girl's doing a lot of remotes.
Yeah, and I basically live here, so I'm just always here.
You are as we have just found out, you are stuck in this city. You cannot leave. You can never leave.
I'm not leaving the city anytime soon.
It is.
So
it is in the vows that you cannot leave.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, people are
mad.
like, your wife's gonna make you move to the suburbs. I'm like, think again. Think again.
You'll have to get a second job before you go to the suburbs.
Yeah, that is not me. Yeah, rent's expensive.
Hey, man, we got a lot to get into on today's show. We got a ton of revenge games on this schedule. This has been the week of schedules. And as you start to go through it, you're like, Kevin Byard's here. Okay, Titans, Montez Sweat. We got Washington. We got a lot of revenge games on this schedule. I want to know which is the one you're most focused on, which is the one that you're looking at closest. And, of course, you guys' questions. It's Mailbag Day, ladies and gentlemen. Friday is here. You've dropped your comments on the previous video or sent it in on Twitter and or Instagram. Make sure you drop your questions for next week's mailbag in the comments below. Let's get into it, Abdalla. First things first, how you doing, my guy?
I'm good.
Good to see you, man.
Schedule's out. You as well.
Yeah.
It feels like football season, even though it's like 80 outside.
Yeah, OTAs next week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People are like, it's going to be here so soon. I'm like, dude, it's May 17th.
It's a long way
May
away.
17th. Like, let's slow our roll a little bit. We still got to get to Lollapalooza first.
It's tough, right? This is a tough thing for me because I love football season above everything else.
Yeah.
Because like you're getting in that fall weather. I like fall fashion better personally. You're not
like
sweating
hoodie.
as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Good hoodie weather. It can hide the gut, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And then but I don't want to blow through summer.
Yeah, like summer's fun.
Because you know what's coming.
Yes. Summer's fun. I use a lot of vacation time during summer to take advantage of the weather and everything. But like, it just seems like we're always counting down to something like next week's OTAs. And then there's, veteran mini camp. And then they kind of take a break. And then by the time you turn the corner, we're at real training camp, and then we're looking at preseason games and how long are people going to play and all that kind of stuff. And then by the time, time moves fast, man. And then you get to the regular season.
I'm talking about you will be at the end of the year before you know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, listen, we got the schedule out. We got to talk about some of these games on here. The revenge games are very interesting to me. Let me give you some of them on the list here.
Okay.
So we've got Kevin Byard in the building. He's already tweeted out week 1 with the eye emojis, which basically means I'm looking at you week 1 versus the Titans.
Okay.
You've got week 3 versus the Colts. This is Matt Eberflus going up against the Colts. Old school, little rivalry maybe. There's a different regime there.
Okay.
Different regime there, kind of.
All right.
Week 4 versus the Rams. That is the Rams getting Gerald Everett going up against them.
Okay, now we're stretching.
Is that a stretch? That's a reach on that one?
Stretching.
Week 5 versus the Panthers. DJ Moore. We're back in.
Yeah, but he's already been here for a year. So, didn't he get his revenge last year?
Not really. It was kind of a mid-game. Remember?
Yeah, but they still beat him.
They did beat him. But
that got them the number 1 pick.
Is that revenge? I mean, I think DJ kind of sparked that up again.
Okay.
Just
because in the video? Because he hung up on them with the flip phone?
Even what was it? The Up and Adams with Kay Adams. She had him on there, and he was kind of just like, listen, I'm gonna have a special kind of game. Yeah, so he might have hyped that one back up.
Okay, all right.
You're still out on that one?
No, I haven't heard the one I like the best.
Commanders versus Montez Sweat.
Don't care.
No, don't care at all on that one. This one is a super stretch right here. Week 9 against the Cardinals. What is this? When the Bears free agent deal for Larry Ogunjobi fell through due to a physical, Justin Jones became the team's plan B. Justin Jones has gone to the Cardinals now.
What are we doing?
You're not in on that one at all?
No, I haven't heard the one I like yet.
DeAndre Swift versus the Lions.
Nope, don't care.
Not a fan on that one.
I mean, that's a big game, but
big game.
Yeah.
And then week 17, Shane Waldron versus the Seahawks.
Okay, that's a decent one, but he wasn't fired.
He wasn't fired.
That was a whole Pete Carroll moving up into the front office
thing.
Yeah, Pete Carroll moving up in the front office and them saying, go look for jobs. So mine
is there revenge from the standpoint of we don't want you to be the head coach, even though you've built everything offensively here over the last couple of years. You'd be gone.
No, because if things go the way everybody thinks they're going to, he'll probably be a head coach next year.
For sure.
Like he might be, you know.
We got 1 year of this if it works well.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so none of those because I don't think we're in an era where players care that much. You know, I don't think we're in an era where unless you're with a franchise like here, okay, I'll give you an example of a revenge game.
I think DJ cared last year.
Yeah,
it didn't work out as well.
But it's the Panthers. It's the little guy. To me, week 1 Sunday Night Football, you've got Rams and Lions, right? That's a revenge game.
Okay.
Jared Goff, you traded me away. Guess what? I got my money. 2 teams that are top 10 teams. Like that's a revenge game to me. I'll give you an outlandish one. I'll give you the reason. Obviously, Packers games are always important, right? Okay. So I think there's new juice for this game because Montez Sweat said he's done losing to the Packers.
Ooh.
And he's only been here for half a year. He's only been here for like 8 games.
Yeah.
And has already gone out and said, I'm done losing to the Packers.
Yeah.
Like he's fully invested in this rivalry with the Bears. And I love that. And I feel like he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's creating the bulletin board material himself. So I think he wants, quote, revenge on the Packers because he's sick of losing to them, even though I don't even know if he lost. He only lost once. They lost the first week of the season. Dude wasn't even here yet.
You know what it was though, and this is what I love about it, right? Being on this side of things and getting to see these guys and meet these guys. When he was talking about, it's because like I got guys up there that I know, and the amount of trash that they talked to me after that game, like I was at my house,
like
upset.
That's different. I
was mad.
I don't think like when Montgomery faced the Bears last year. And it was like, oh, Montgomery, like, dude, he's a running back. He's going to get his yards or he's not going to get his yards. Like, I don't think he was running harder against the Bears.
Right. He's a hard running back.
Yeah,
he didn't
exactly.
have an astronomical game.
I don't know if players, because we're so in this, like, you can get cut left and right for money reasons with no, like, when the Bears, moved on from Khalil Mack, there was no bad blood whatsoever. It's like, dude, we're in a transition. We're going to be a losing team. You go somewhere else. Yeah. Right. Like, I don't think there's any ill will between a lot of these teams and players, unless like you've been there for a long time, like maybe Cousins and the Vikings, right? Like Cousins and the Vikings, maybe. Okay. But again, I think we're in a time and a place in the league where like all these guys understand it's a business.
But I still think that there is I want to show you. We all have that. Right? Like you sit there, you and your girl break up. All of a sudden, you're working on abs in the gym. You've never worked on abs a day in your life.
Sure.
You're trying to get yourself right. I want to show you what you're missing.
If the Bears were playing the Steelers, yes. But other than that,
really,
that's the only one. That's the only one because it's Fields. That's the only one. To me, that's the only one because it's the most important position. Like, I don't care about getting revenge on a running back. Swift, shut up. Come on. Like, what do you care?
I think there's some running back hate coming in there as well, which I appreciate.
And that's fine. Like Byard too. It's like, okay, sure, whatever. Like, is Sweat going to play better against the Commanders because because they were a team in transition, kind of like the same thing with with Khalil Mack? No, he wants to beat the Packers more. He said it.
Yeah, no,
I think he's going into meetings and being like, guys, we got to beat the Commanders because they traded me away. It's like, no. Beat the Packers.
I think Waldron, to me, out of all of them, is interesting. Flus, to me, is done. Flus has been here 3 years.
He's too nice of a guy.
Yeah. Flus looking for revenge.
He's too nice of a guy.
I'm not going to lie.
You want to talk about getting in the gym and getting the glow up. That's how he got his revenge. He's like, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
He's like, let me hit these abs. Let me get some traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
get
beard game.
Tight fade. Let's do this.
Tight fade. He's doing a number 2 on the side.
White suit. Let's go.
He's looking, listen. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the funniest thing. I don't know if you have felt this or you've just seen this, but you remember that we wanted to fire him, right?
Listen,
I've
said it.
We all remember
before.
this, right?
I've
A great fade will change everything.
I've said it on the Black and Abdalla show on our YouTube channel. People wanted a new coach and you got one. You got a new coach. This is a new Eberflus. This is different. Happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday.
My favorite thing was when he got the fade, I was like, I put a picture of like the old look of him and then like the new look.
Dude,
and the old look is like, hey, listen, we're just trying to figure out the game. Here we go. We're going to get our plan together. Now the new look, I'm fully expecting him to walk in post game and be like, y'all already know what it is.
Dude, I'm telling you,
the games
he is a different person.
It is. I'll say this, and I do think that this is true, and maybe we need to credit his wife with possibly giving us the head coach that we need. When you look good, your confidence is different. Flus is walking with a different swag.
Listen,
Flus is walking with like, I got this.
I'll be interested to see
wideouts. Here we go.
I'll be interested to see how he retains the look during the
season.
Because we know it's like you're in there for 17 hours a day breaking down tape. You're the head coach. He's also calling plays on defense. Like, I'll be interested to see if he maintains the look or if he starts to get shaggy and he's not really getting the cut in that kind of thing.
You think he's going to the barber?
Oh yeah,
I think barber to Hallis for sure.
No, I think Hallis has. Doesn't Hallis have a barber?
I believe so.
I think Hallis has a barber.
I think this is an in-house job. I think he's getting. He's breaking down tape, and some dude's tapering the neck hairs.
I think this coach has let himself go a little bit. But I used to make the joke that Tomlin was getting lined up at halftime.
I've seen that.
Tomlin was in the chair being like, all right, these are the halftime adjustments. And he's getting lined up. He's like, this is what we're going to do, guys. Okay. So
I don't think you're wrong. The fade used to be crisp every post-game presser.
Absolutely. I thought the dude was literally getting lined up at halftime.
It's a different level of confidence.
It is.
Look good, play good. Or look good, feel good, play good.
Absolutely.
Deion Sanders said it best, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Let us know your rivalry game. I guess team-wise, it's always going to be Packers, right?
It is.
Team-wise, it's always going to be
I think there's
Packers.
more juice because everybody thinks that, like, the Bears are going to at least get one this year. Like, everybody feels like, all right, it's time.
I need a sweep.
It's time.
Give me a sweep. I'm looking for a sweep.
Let's just win one. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Win one first.
I want it all.
Win one first.
I want it all. Let's turn it over to our producer on the show, Erica Strowski. In the back. Look at that. He's got a nice little setup there. Little camera action back there. A little ESPN Chicago in the corner. EO, what's good, man?
I actually put a tripod up there.
Oh, look at this guy.
Real quick, I Googled like Hallis Hall Barber. His name is...
We got a name.
Lawrence Funk. He owns the Funk Barbershop.
Hell yeah.
And he's got pictures of right after cutting Flus. So
hell yeah.
Come on.
Hell yeah. Well, didn't Caleb tweet out a picture or put up on Instagram a picture of Poles in the barber chair? I feel like he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So Poles is getting lined up there
I don't
too.
know if that came from Caleb. I've seen that picture a lot. I've used that picture as a meme in my group chat quite a bit. It's just like we getting work done out here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's hilarious that we've got a name on the
absolutely.
Barber.
Absolutely.
How much are you getting to be an in-house Bears barber?
Oh, I mean, listen,
He's
got to be
getting
decent.
paid per cut.
Well, here's the thing. I know college teams have in-house barbers too.
Yeah.
I was literally talking to my barber about this yesterday. This is so weird. Because she was asking me all this stuff because she works for a company that she's a barber that will go to concert venues.
Oh.
And so when a band is on tour, because I saw her on Instagram, she was cutting a band that I like. And I was like, how does that come about? And she was like, there's a company that you apply for and they hire you. And then when a band is in town and they want to cut, they go to this company. And so she's like, how does it work with sports? And I'm like, well, and I use this example. And I was like, listen, you're a kid from the South, like Georgia, Alabama, whatever. You get recruited to Iowa or Michigan.
Yeah.
Not a lot of places to get cut there.
Yeah.
Just saying.
100%.
You guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
They're doing a one all the way around.
Exactly.
You're getting a one all the way around, boy.
So I was like, Michigan has an in-house
That's an
barber.
elite joke, by the way.
That's a great
look
joke.
up a one all the way around.
That's a great joke. That's a great joke. And I'm like, and a lot of teams do it. I'm like, the Bears have one. And I'm like, I don't know if the Bulls do just because there's only like 25 guys or whatever. But, big teams do, So now we know. Now we know his name.
That's great. Shout out to him. Can I get I'm not going to lie. I got strict barber rules. I can't leave my barber.
It's tough.
I can't. I know you're probably doing a great job, brother, but maybe we get an interview with you. That's the best I can do for you.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Listen, the summer months are going to be lean.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's get them in here. All right, yo, what we got for questions from the people, man?
All right, we'll stick with a couple schedule-related
we'll
questions.
stick with barbers.
First.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, the over-under in Vegas for the Bears is at 8.5. Everyone thinks the Bears are winning more. Everyone you believe the over is getting nailed.
Yeah.
Where do you think that over under lands right before the week 1 game? So where do you think that line moves?
Okay. So as a veteran gambler,
I'm gonna let you take
it takes a lot to move a number off of that, right? They're not going to sign anybody that's going to make a difference at this point. Like, there's not some huge.
Unique Ngakoue is not moving that number.
No one.
Emmanuel
Like,
Ogbah is not moving
you would
that
literally
number,
have to sign. Like, the only way it moves is if it moves down, because someone would have to get
Someone
hurt.
gets hurt.
Someone big, Caleb, DJ Moore, would have to get hurt. Sweat would have to get hurt for it to be moved down to 8, and enough money would have to come in. Because I've seen numbers, whether it's 8.5, 9.5, that have gone all the way up to minus 200 on the juice, and they still don't move the number. This isn't like a point spread where once you get to like minus 175, maybe they'll move it up to, to 4 points or 4.5 points.
Right.
Win totals are very, very tough to move because everyone assumed they were going to draft Caleb. So it was 8.5. And when they did draft Caleb, it didn't move.
Right.
The juice moved a little bit because I got it at minus 110. And now it's like minus 140, minus 150, something like that. So I don't think it moves unless someone gets hurt and it moves down. That's the only way that this number moves.
I would agree with you, mostly because I'm not a veteran gambler, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a gambler at all.
FanDuel.com/Abdalla.
Y'all get in it. But no, I think that when you look at how, like you said, how betting works, like there's nobody out there left that to me raises the number. They don't put enough of an emphasis on preseason. I would say, like, I guess if Caleb is he puts up like 400 yards and a half or something like that. You know what I mean?
No, there's not, because that would even just kick the juice up, and the juice is going to keep going up as people still bet on it, and the public is betting on it over 8.5. And that's fine. It might get up to like minus 175 or something, but it's not moving to 9. I don't think it moves to 9.
I would agree with you. What else we got?
All right. So every team, and throughout the schedule, every team has a good loss, a bad loss, a team expected to win, and then a surprising win. You guys predict on the schedule who's the Bears' bad loss coming up and who's going to be that surprising win.
Okay. The surprising win, I think.
It's still the Packers, right?
No, I think it could be the 49ers.
Ooh.
I think it could be the 49ers because, and I don't have the 49ers schedule. Maybe Eric can look at it real quick. The Bears have 10 days before that game. Because it's the week after Thanksgiving.
Home from London, right?
No. It's the week after Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's
they
right.
play on the road, short road trip.
Yeah.
I know it's a road game, but it's 4 hours away. It's an hour flight, if that. It's a 45-minute flight. So they have 10 days after that and I know it's another road game, so you have to go to San Francisco, but that would obviously be the best win on the schedule. I think they could beat the Rams too. The Rams at home, I think they'll be a dog.
I don't think, is that a crazy like surprise win though?
I just think
like Aaron Donald means a lot.
It does, but I think they're still a better team.
I do agree with that.
They have the better coach.
I agree with that.
Right now, they have the better quarterback.
Yes.
They have the better offense. I still think the Bears are going to be a dog in that game.
Yeah.
I believe the win total for the Rams is 8.5. So the Vegas thinks they're going to be about equal. And it's a big game too, because I don't think the Bears are winning the division. So you have to beat the NFC West in order to get a wild card spot.
Right.
The Rams is a big game. The Seahawks is a huge game. The 49ers is a big game. So all those games are very big games. So I think the Rams, and then the upset loss.
Real quick, while you're thinking, the 49ers, why that was a good pick. So they play the Bills Sunday night before they play the Bears the next Sunday.
Love it.
And then the Thursday right after the Bears game, they have the Rams.
Ooh, look ahead.
So that could be a
sandwich
look
game.
ahead,
Yeah.
or right
Sandwich game.
For a conference game.
Sandwich
or
game.
Sandwich game.
Love it. Love it.
I'm
So I think the loss, I don't know if you want to, it's the Titans. It's game one. Because the hype is insane right now. And the Titans, I would have preferred them to play the Rams or the 49ers week 1 because everyone's healthy. I know the other side is healthy, but you can get a win. I'm old enough to remember a team that nobody thought could beat the 49ers week 1. And in a monsoon, Justin Fields is sliding through the turf because they beat the 49ers when no one.
I don't know if they overlooked it.
I don't think they overlooked
that game.
But the point is,
there's a week before, right?
Well, that was the first week of the season. Didn't
was
Trey
the first
Lance
week.
get? Oh, he
Okay,
got
so
hurt
in that game.
He got hurt.
He got hurt in that game, right?
But still, nobody thought going into that game that the Bears were going to win.
That's true.
So I think it's week 1 because no one knows what the Titans are. The Titans, L'Jarius Sneed's a legit player. Like Caleb's has to throw against L'Jarius Sneed. Like that's not easy.
It's not going to be fun.
So I think it's the Titans because everyone thinks they're going to win that game. And I know the Titans aren't great and they're not going to be great, but still, like, it's week 1. Anybody can beat anybody week 1. The Lions beat the Chiefs week 1. Chiefs ended up winning the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
So, like, let's slow our roll on the Titans being an easy game.
I don't know if I think the Titans is an easy game. I don't know what Will Levis is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's really what it comes down to.
Oh, no, the Bears have the better quarterback, but the Titans defense is still legit, and you know they're going to run it down your throat. So
defense took a step back at the end of the last season.
I don't want to be thrown against
L'Jarius. We'll see. Yeah, I agree with you on L'Jarius Sneed. I guess here's my surprise win. Is it a surprise? Would it be a surprise? The Texans? Would that be a surprise to you if the Bears beat the Texans?
I think most people I've seen put that as a loss.
Yeah.
But again, I don't.
That's my surprise win. I think that the
team. I think that's fair.
I think that the Texans are not that I don't believe what I saw, but now especially with Flus, no matter what we say about Flus, the head coach, he has a good DC.
Mm-hmm.
As a defensive mind, I like what he puts out there. He's got a year of tape now on CJ Stroud to figure out, and you get to see kind of, not really anything that they're running, but kind of you get to see that team in preseason as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'll be the Bears' surprise win. I think their surprise loss, and this is insane to say because of how far down they were last year. I think we lose to the Cardinals.
The Cardinals, I don't think is bad because it's really going to test the defense. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., like Trey that's going to be,
like now there's another option.
Yeah,
Trey McBride was a dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a very, very close game and another very important game. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. I could see that.
All right, Bears are heading to London. We know this.
Cheerio.
Which travel theory do you guys prefer? I'm just rolling right past that. Would travel so that we know that Jacksonville's probably going to be over there for a week or two at least before.
Yeah.
I have a hunch the Bears are going 3 days before the game. So do you think it's smarter to get there a week out, like game ends Sunday, they get out there right away on that Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it better to go midweek, end of week, so you're focused throughout the week and then you fly and play football?
Are you losing yourself in London?
No. So here's the problem. I think they'll probably go at the same time because this is the Jags' first game there. The Jags have the second game there. I don't know who it's against, but their second week there is not against the Bears. The problem with going out there is not like losing yourself in a pub or whatever. Is all the stuff you have to do for the NFL. Like all this extra stuff that you got to do, all these appearances you got to do, filming all this stuff for the NFL Network. It's all that stuff. You know, they're going to be in front of Big Ben and all that kind of crap. So all that stuff to me is a distraction from. I would prefer to get out there early. So you have to do all that stuff. So like leave, Monday after you go through your walkthroughs and everything, or your tape and all that kind of stuff from the week before. Leave Monday afternoon, have the off day Tuesday to do all that kind of stuff, get acclimated, whatever. But all these teams now have like sleep scientists and like sleep experts. Like all these teams employ all those guys that specialize in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they play week 1 of the first week, not week 1, but the first week that the Jags are out there, because the Jags, I believe they split their games last year and they beat the Bills the second week.
Yeah.
I think they beat the Bills the
Bills
second
came
week.
out there late.
Yeah, well, because the Bills hadn't been out there. The Jags had already been out there for a week. They already played. Their bodies are acclimated. They did all the crap that they have to do when they get out there. The Bills had to come in, do all that stuff, do all the appearances and all that kind of stuff, and then they played. Yeah. So I'm fine with what they do. I would leave like Monday afternoon though.
I would agree with you. That is the better way to do it. But I also have to go off of the guys that have played for both teams. We had Clay Harbor on and J Mac on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Shotgun's throwing millions around like dimes, and the Bears are throwing hundreds around like manhole covers. So you know what I mean? Like we're probably going to be out there like the day before the game.
Maybe
about 3 days. I think probably about 3 days before.
Okay.
All right, 2 quickies because Abdalla's got a show.
He's got a show.
Oh, I do.
This guy's famous.
So, which second-year player on the Bears roster do you think will take a leap this year?
Trevon Dexter. I do still have questions on him, but I believe that the Bears have put together a really good structure around him for a full season. When you're talking about adding Montez Sweat in there for the full year, DeMarcus Walker being the other guy was fine. You know what I'm saying? He was a 7-sack guy when he was the other guy in Tennessee, right? I'm fine with him being the other guy right now. I'd like better, but better may not be there. I think Javon Dexter was a higher rated player, if I'm not mistaken, than coming out of high school, I should say. Then who's Alabama went to Philly.
Went to Philly
last year.
Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Come on.
Georgia.
Georgia, my bad.
Come on,
I said
man.
Alabama, my bad.
Come on, man.
Jalen Carter. You know what I mean? But he ended up switching systems, switching how he approached the game. He went from a penetrating style to a 2-gap system. He had to switch back last season. I think by the end of last season, he kind of started getting comfortable with penetrating style again. Shout out to you. And so I think that he's the one that's going to take the biggest step this year.
I don't know if people are going to like it. I'm going to get weird. Nate Davis.
I'm not mad at that.
I like that.
I like
Nate
that.
Davis. Full complement
that counts
of
as a second-year player. When we just say a second year on the Bears, I like that.
Second-year
I like
player.
that. Yeah.
I hope it. I know there's not enough footballs to say Tyler Scott, but I'm going to say Nate Davis. He went through a lot of personal stuff in the preseason during training camp, so he wasn't out there a lot. So he's past all that now. Hopefully he can stay healthy because he has a full training camp to get ready for the season. And I think that, they've got more depth and can move guys around. I think it's going to be Nate Davis. As long as he stays healthy, I think Nate Davis is going to be an integral piece of that offensive line for this team.
I would agree with that.
All right, cool. So last one, a couple people are asking in the comments, if you guys, Pat, you guys were bantering around, have you guys landed on a nickname for our punter yet?
I love Crocodile Punter. It's the greatest thing I've heard.
Yeah,
the Crocodile Punter. That's what I'm going to be calling him. I'm not going to lie.
I think it's Crocodile Punter.
I saw Punter down under. I was like, that's a little.
I saw Legger down under, and that R just felt way too hard.
I don't like it.
Hey,
don't like it.
You be careful over there.
It sounds like a slur. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I like Crocodile Punter.
Woo!
As long as I'm not calling him this mother when he screws up a punt, I don't care what his nickname is. I don't. Yeah.
Effort down under.
I don't need that. I don't need that. Yeah, I like Crocodile Punter.
Yeah, he scared me. I heard he's shanking punts the first day, and I'm like, listen, if this is Caleb Williams sailing footballs over people's heads, we're losing our minds. Here's a 4th round pick. He better not be shaking.
Listen, we all have kids. We need a Bluey collab like yesterday with him. We need a Bluey collaboration with our Australian punter like yesterday. Yes, I want that. I want that.
Bluey, dog, I can't.
I watch so much Bluey.
Bluey's a wild show.
I watch so. We could do a whole different podcast on Bluey.
It's so emotional. It's way too emotional for me.
My wife put on the episode where they almost, spoiler alert, where they almost move, and I'm like, what are you trying to do? We're trying to have a nice night.
You know what I mean?
Like, we're trying to have a nice night here, and you're gonna put on the episode where they almost move? Like, come on, what are we doing here?
When the episode when what was it? Her friend leaves and she doesn't know where she went.
Oh yeah,
and she's just like, "Oh, am I ever gonna see her again?" Like, probably not. It's like, oh, here we go.
Nope.
Friends grow apart. I used to have a great group of friends in high school.
No, don't do it to me, Bluey. Don't do it to me, Bluey.
Suck the tears in. They're like halfway down the cheek. I'm pulling them back up. Hey man, we appreciate Abdalla coming through. Appreciate the producer EO always rocking with us, man. Great mailbag questions, guys. Keep those coming. Drop them in the comments below. Crocodile Punter is what I'm going with. I think that's what Abdalla's going with as well. And Abdalla, appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, man.
As
appreciate
always.
You.
Hey, you guys stay safe out there. Bear down, one love, and we got more to talk about coming next week because there's OTAs next week. So stay tapped in. Peace.